Bro, what's up? My name's Sadelle. You're watching Sadelle No Sekai, and today we're going to be talking about Marvel Rivals. So, a little bit of lore on my Zero to Hero series. I'm a TikToker, and I posted a video maybe around Christmas time saying that I wanted to get better at Marvel Rivals, and that kind of blew up. Now, I was adopted by Quad, and he has given me so much advice and helped me out so much, and I decided that I'm going to start a series called Zero to Hero, where you'll be watching me in my journey of like being not good to climbing the ranks and becoming good. And hopefully that helps you do the same thing if that is what you're looking to do. So all in all, Zero to Hero is essentially going to be my and your hero training arc. Today, we're specifically going to be talking about the beginning fundamentals of understanding the game as a whole.
Hey, it's Future Sadelle here. I'm editing this video right now, and just so you know, I'm going to put a gameplay over this, right? But the gameplay is not going to be good. Okay, I'm switching over from console to mouse and keyboard, and I'm learning Jeff. And maybe a little bit of Luna. I don't know what I fully filmed, but this is all a part of the process. This is a part of my climb. So thank you. Bye.
So the first thing we're going to be talking about today is game sense. Now, here's the thing. This is a term that gets thrown around a lot, game sense, but at first I didn't really truly know what it meant exactly. So my understanding of game sense is literally just playing the game enough, seeing the game enough to where you understand what's going on fully. Marvel Rivals can be so overstimulating, and there's just a lot of flashes, a lot of sounds, a lot of things going on, and before you know it, you can kind of get confused when you're just starting out. So this is the part where you're gonna have to do a little bit of like research, I would say, where you need to have like a overall general knowledge of majority of the characters. You don't have to know every single thing about every single character, but it's good to know the sound cues for ultimates for each character, so that if you hear the ultimate and you might not see the person, you know, oh wow, that person's near me, they're ulting, let me go this way, that way. You get what I'm saying? So it's really a game of listening and remembering, so that your awareness is really in what you hear. You're listening for footsteps, you're listening for cues, and you're listening for ultimates. The next thing I want to talk about as a whole is one tricking. So there's a lot of people who one trick the same hero every single day, and they actually do climb up the ranks and they get to the top, 500 and all of that, which is perfectly fine. However, that's not how the game was intended to be played. The game is intended for you to learn and be able to use as many heroes as possible. Everyone's technically supposed to be a flex player. That is the best position to be in the game. Now imagine a full team of flex players. That might be a dangerous team. Now, this is something that I struggled with a lot because I was one tricking in Viz. I got her Lord. I love her. I was so comfortable with her, but then I just recently realized that when you only know one character, you're actually genuinely handicapping yourself in the game. And it could be different for you, but for me, my issue is that I was afraid of being bad. I was already bad once within Viz, and then I learned her. I'm like, okay, finally, I know something, so let me just stick with what I know. But Marvel Rivals is teaching me that it's okay to be bad at something. The whole point is to be bad so that you can be good. You're going to be bad when you're learning a new character. That's okay, but you'll adjust and you'll get better. And then you'll move on to the next character. So you have to just get comfortable with learning something new and not knowing and kind of not being good at it at first. That's like, it's a repetitive process until you have, broadened your hero pool. Now, I'm personally a healer main. I would say that I have a healer personality, so I want to have the most knowledge in as many healers as possible. So I know in Viz, I'm now learning Jeff, and then I'm probably going to learn White Fox, and I'll just keep going until I know a great majority of the healers, at least something basic. So in the case that I see an opening for a good swap to somebody, I know what I'm doing. And then all in all, after that, I'll obviously pick like my top 2 or maybe even 3 healers that I'm really solid with, that I want to continue getting even better and better and better at. And those could be my 3 main go-tos. And then at least I have the knowledge of the others as backup. Then, moving on from that, I'll probably try to learn 2 DPS and 2 tanks. I think that the 2-2-2 system works well for everyone if you want to just learn 2 healers, 2 DPS, 2 tanks, or if you want to do what I'm doing and broaden your pool of the role that you feel like fits your personality the most, and then, just dip your feet into the others just in case you need a secret weapon that you can pull out. And that's how I've been trying to view it. Like, okay, like I'm bad at it right now, but this is going to be my secret weapon, because you never know when it might serve you. Which kind of goes into my next point, is knowing when to say when you start to develop your game sense, you'll finally start to realize when something isn't working. You'll when your team is getting beat up, when your team is losing, when your team is losing badly, and you can finally start to see, like, we're losing because I need to switch to this, or we're losing because this character on the other team is countering my DPS, or like things of that sort. You'll start to like pick up what's not working. The key is not to only pick up what's not working, it's to now be able to adapt properly and fix what's not working and switch, which is, those two things go hand in hand. Because if you are not able to adapt, then you're just going to basically accept defeat in that sense. And we don't want to accept defeat. It's okay to lose, because in the amount of times that you're queuing into the game, you're going to lose some games. But let's not throw, you know what I mean? At least try and lose rather than lose on purpose. Now, here's another secret weapon, which is literally just knowing your team. I have a Discord server, which I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. I mean, I did, but I might have edited it out. But just in case, I have a Discord server. We have 400 members, and we offer coaching for free. We have like maybe 10 coaches, and they all do free coaching. We do custom matches, we do scrimmages, and we're having a season 8 tournament coming up soon, so stay tuned for that.
Hi, future me again. Sorry, we already had the season 8 tournament by the time that I am now editing and posting this video. We had 14 teams, and we're now at 500 people in my Discord.
My whole point of bringing up my Discord server, link down below if you want to join, absolutely free to join, by the way, is you need a team. We have a team finding system where we'll help you find a team so that you're playing with people that you know. Solo queuing can be so freaking annoying. Like, I don't ever like to solo queue. If I have to solo queue, I most likely will not enjoy my time playing. We want to remember that we're supposed to be having fun in this game. And so having a team that you can communicate with, and it's not just having a team, because sometimes I play with certain friends and they're not trying to do the same things that I'm trying to do, as in getting better. They're just playing the game just to play the game, which is fine and it's cool. But you need to have a team that of like-minded people that you can grind ranked with and that you can communicate with. So if I see, okay, we're losing right now because this is getting countered and we need something else, but I personally don't need to switch, I can now say in a respectful manner, hey, I think you would be really good if you could do that, because you now know your teammates' healer pool. When you know your team, I feel like you're unbeatable, because the whole point of Marvel Rivals is that it's literally a team effort. You have to work together. So if you can find a team where you are working together, it's going to be so easy. So the next thing is we are playing chess, not checkers. We're playing chess. Marvel Rivals is such a strategic game, and it requires a lot of like mental work. You have to think about things. You have to prevent things. You have to counter things. And you have to do this thing that is literally just what is the word I'm looking for? Classical conditioning. I have a coach, and he was telling me, like, in higher elos, it's like if you step out of your positioning, because positioning is something that's super big in Rivals, positioning, map knowledge, all of those things. If you are out of position, the other team will generally punish you. Why is that? And I asked him, why does everyone say punish? Because he's not the first coach that I heard say that. And it's because they want to condition you, like, do not step out of line. Do not get out of your positioning, because that is an opportunity for us to get you. So if you're being conditioned, what conditioning can you do to the other team? So Marvel Rivals is a very attention-based game. It's a very strategy-based game, a mental-based game, and it's even almost muscle memory. For example, I had a coaching session with one of my coaches, and he was just muscle memorying, like healing his team, but his attention was on his Angela, who he could obviously see through the walls, and she was overextending, but the second that she flew back, because she's a very good Angela, he was able to boom, heal, 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 and then go back. You know, muscle memory, but he's keeping an eye on her. It's instances like that where you need to develop a muscle memory, which just comes with playing the game, and comes with time, to where you can now divert your focus otherwise. I briefly mentioned map knowledge. So map knowledge and spatial awareness can look something like, okay, I'm familiar with this map. I'm a healer. I'm all the way in the back line and I'm just healing, but wait, I know that there's a hallway that literally leads from their backline to my backline. What are the chances that a DPS is going to come back and, kill me? So now I need to be a little bit more spatially aware. I need to listen for footsteps. I need to maybe move up a little bit. I need to communicate that with my team. You have to kind of just adapt to the map. And then also, certain characters are dependent on that knowledge. When I started playing Jeff, I'm like, wow, I don't know. Like, I did my ultimate, I gobbled everybody up, and then I'm like, wait, where am I taking them? Like, I have no idea where I'm taking them. And if you're a Jeff player, you know you have 30 seconds. Like, you don't even have 30 seconds. You have 30 milliseconds to figure out where you're taking them and throw them off the clip. And that's why map knowledge is so important for stuff like that, and for other characters, I'm sure. The last thing I want to talk about is knowing your counters. So if you know, like, wow, every single time I play, like, Spider-Man beats me up, or Black Panther, or recently Black Cat has been haunting my nightmares. So if you know that someone specifically has been countering you, or you've been struggling to like defend yourself with them, that is when you need to go and learn their kit. Like, you don't have to do so much that now you know how to play them, but you can watch a video, or you could just take the time to go into the practice range and learn their kit for like literally 20 seconds. If you learn their cooldowns, right, now you can kind of start counting, like, okay, they just use both of their dashes, so if I back up, they can't dash towards me for a couple of seconds, or it's things like that. It really gets down to like the mathematics. It's a very technical thing, but like obviously it will become more instinctual as time goes on. But I think you understand what I'm saying when I say knowing your counters will do nothing. It's like, imagine, I saw a meme one time it wasn't a meme. I saw a TikTok one time where this guy was like, oh, they're trying to fight me, but they're playing as my main, and I guess he was playing like not as his main, but they were playing his main character, so he knows like what they're about to try to do. You kind of want to like have that, maybe a little bit less knowledge, but that general idea towards knowing the people who counter you the most, so that you can keep your survivability up, because the more you survive, that's the name of the game. Yeah, this was a little bit like of a rant a bit. This was just kind of like an information spew. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys would like to see me do. Other than that, I really don't have much else to say for the first episode of Zero to Hero. If you are from TikTok, comment a blue emoji down below so I can say hi. And if you're not from TikTok, get over there and go say hi to me over there. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. And yeah, bye.